that your merit, accumulation of merit will never stop. So it becomes equal to the sky. Sky is limitless, right? There's no limit for sky. So similarly, your merit becomes limitless. Did have a tangible did what? Hasaki. Tennis on the yellow, Pamay to the son of Dimitri to much no idea about the schools. Tennis have a tangible issue, but remember, the teacher when you fools. Now, for the sake of those inclined towards the lesser vehicle, this was logically asserted by the Tathagata himself in the sutra requested by Subahu. So, this is, there are two translations. So, we try to go through the both translations so that we can get better understanding. This is what the Tathagata himself explained with proof in the question of Subahu, that the question of Subahu, the Sutra Subahu, for the benefit of beings who are disposed towards the inferior path. So, the practitioners, Dhamma practitioners, who are afraid of thinking, afraid of having a great thought like bodhicitta, dedicate yourself totally for the benefit of all sentient beings. That is very difficult to think, to practice, because you need. You might think, oh, I also need something. How I can totally dedicate everything for others? So they get scared, So for them, to encourage them, the Buddha said this, and with logic. It is not without logic. There is nothing illogical in Buddha's word. That is if there is something, he's always, Dalai Lama these days always says everywhere that the Buddha's teachings are logical. If there's something illogical in Buddha's words, then there might be some reason why he should say it so. But we don't have to accept that words. Even if that is Buddha's words, but we don't have to accept that. Because Buddha has already exempted for us that he, because Buddha said, my words also you must check. It is, you don't have to respect merely these are my words. So Buddha himself said, you check my words, because Buddha sometimes has to talk according to the needs of that moment to particular people. So that is not always, sometimes illogical. So the Buddha said, if the real Buddha's teachings are logical, so we have to think logically. If it is acceptable logically, then we must accept that. So that is what Buddha said. So everything is logical. So the Four Noble Truths is absolutely logical. There is no. Sometimes we don't want to accept logical things because we don't like. We like to hear words that are suitable for us, and the words that are not suitable for us, that we don't like to hear, even if Buddha says so. We like to put it aside, right? So there's many, in Western countries. I was having a discussion with a friend of mine yesterday. So I told, in the West, they don't want to, the teachers and the masters and the teachers, they don't want them to talk about sufferings of samsara. They say, we don't want to hear about sufferings. because we have already enough suffering. And why you want to make us more miserable, you know? So we don't want to hear. You tell us some nice things. Yeah, yes. So that is there, you know. So, but Buddha tells the reality, and we have to have courage to face the reality. When you have the courage to face the reality, then there is no problem. Even if it is suffering, there is no problem. If you don't want to face the reality, then everything is becomes suffering, you know. So it is like that. So Buddha talks about the suffering right at the beginning. Four Noble Truths, he said, this is the truth of suffering. So he was talking about the suffering of all samsara. So there was what was that? Oh, with logic. In Subhahu Sutra, Buddha explained how you get infinite merit through the Bodhisattva mind. So it is very, very, very beneficial for when you generate Bodhi mind, Bodhicitta. When you generate Bodhicitta, it is not for yourself, it is for the sake of sentient beings. But when it is generated, you are also benefited immensely. So you are benefited more than other sentient beings actually. So His Holiness Dalai Lama always say that actually Bodhisattvas, you know what is Bodhisattva? You know Bodhisattva? Bodhicitta we just explained. Bodhicitta we just explained. So the beings, not only human beings, even in heaven beings, other realms, lower realms, the beings who have bodhicitta, they are called bodhisattvas. Okay? Clear, you must know these words, you know. When we talk about bodhisattva, means the people or the beings who have bodhicitta within themselves, they all are, even if a dog has bodhicitta, it is possible, not impossible. Even if the dog has a bodhicitta, then he is a bodhisattva. And we are not bodhisattva yet. So, His Holiness Dalai Lama says, the bodhisattvas are the most selfish people because they dedicated fully for the sake of all sentient beings. But ultimately they become Buddha, they cease all the sufferings, and they cannot destroy all sufferings because they have been countless Buddhas and they helped countless sentient beings, but still sentient beings are suffering, you see. So the problem is the sentient beings, Buddhas help sentient beings in a second. Countless sentient beings are helped by Buddhas, countless Buddhas. But the problem is sentient beings are infinite. So countless sentient beings are being enlightened, taken to enlightenment, taken to liberation, nirvana, but still countless are there, you know. But Buddha himself, he abandoned all the negative actions, abandoned all negative emotions, so he become sufferingless. So in reality, they are the most selfish. They got the maximum benefit. Buddhas who dedicate themselves for all sentient beings, they got the maximum benefit. If we think in that way, but it is not. We better not think that way. But so if we think in that, there is logic in it, you know. So so the Buddha said in Subha who, right? And now the next verse is Nirvana. Dini Tepa Tanzu Lasanga is my messenger Vishisha Nisu. Simjenam Gilena Selo Nyamdosana, Pendo Sapa Tande, Sonapami, the Jana Simjeri, Mideva Pami, Pat Messenger in the Pameto, Duban the Burmese verse. Now the immeasurable merit took hold of the well Ram knows. Shoot on this or eat the shed. I wish he's in nose. It was zoomed in the immeasurable merit took hold of the well-intentioned person who thought, let me dispel the headaches of being. What when of the person who longs to remove the unequaled agony? How do you read? Agony of every single being and make their virtue infinite. Make their virtue infinite. And infinite, right? The other translation, where is it? If even the thought to relieve living creatures of merely a headache is a beneficial intention endowed with infinite goodness. So that is infinite merit. Goodness means if you try to help a person, or even you just think that if somebody is suffering from a headache, so if you think, oh, this person is suffering from headache, so if he gets separated from this suffering, it is going to be wonderful. If you think in that way, even if you don't act anything, you get you accumulate a lot of merit. You get a lot of merit. So that means even the thought of to relieve living creatures of merely headache is a beneficial intention, endowed with infinite goodness, right? That person also can get merit, infinite merit. Then what need is there to mention this, the wish to dispel their inconceivable misery, wishing every single one of them to realize boundless good qualities. Then if you think for all sentient beings, then that merit cannot be counted anyway. There is no way to measure that merit. So that you can understand, right? Now, do even fathers and mothers have such a benevolent intention as this? Do the gods and sages, does even Brahma have it? You understand what it says? So this is the 23rd verse, right? What then of the person who longs to remove the unequal, this we have already read. What was that? Agony. Sumati? Now, whose mother or father ever has such a desire for their welfare as this? What deities or sages or Brahmas have it? You understand what it says? It says, father, mother, parents, they have such a compassionate, loving for their children, right? But do they have this kind of loving, loving or compassionate feeling? So the parents, father, mother, they have only limited to their this kind of loving kindness that is limited to their children. But they don't have this kind of thought of benefiting others. And not only father and mother, but also the deities, sages, and among the worldly deities, God really, the Brahma is the highest, who created the God, the universe. So that is Hindu belief, So he is the highest God. But he says here, even the Brahma has this kind of thought. So it means the Brahma also doesn't have this kind of thought, benefiting all sentient beings. So the only Bodhisattvas, they have this feeling, right? Now, where is it? Those beings did not conceive this desire before, even for their own sake, even in a dream. How could they have it for the sake of others? And this is easy to understand, right? This intention to benefit all beings, which does not arise in others, even for their own sake, is an extraordinary jewel of the mind. Extraordinary jewel of the mind. Where is that word here? I don't see it. Anyway, and its birth is an unprecedented wonder. The this kind of thoughts we never had even in for ourselves, even in our dreams. So to think, to have this kind of thought for the sake of all sentient beings, it is power, right? That is what he says here. The next is how can I patom? I don't know the word. Somebody, you got it? What is patom? Means? I don't know. Huh? No, Google lah. How can I fathom the depths of the goodness of this jewel of the mind, the panacea? What is it? Panacea? What is panacea? That relieves the world of pain and is the source of all its joy. Now there are, when the person who longs to remove an anchor, okay, whose mother or father, okay, this done. Those beings did not conceive this desire before, even for their own sake, even this also done. Now, such a being, unprecedented and excellent jewel, in whom there is born a concern for the welfare of others, such as others have not even for themselves. How is he born? You understand? No? How is So anyway, the others, many people, even them for themselves, this kind of thoughts had not come. So now that you have seen the thought, which is thinking for all sentient beings, and this is a very precious, wonderful thought. So which has born within you, and so it has never been before. This kind of thoughts never born before. So this is like it says, unprecedented. Okay. So that's it. And now, the jewel, the mind, which is the seat of pure happiness in the world and the remedy for the suffering of the world, how at all can its merit be measured? Okay. How can, if merely a benevolent intention excels veneration of Buddhas? Oh, we are not there yet. Are we? How can a fathom? What is it?
Understand.
Huh?
Fathom is understand.
Understand. How can I understand the depths of the goodness of this jewel of the mind? Oh, right. The panacea? Solution. The solution that relieves the world of pain and is the source of all its joy. So the first sentence is Dowaku Digawedu. That is, all beings will be delighted. The thing that all beings will be delighted. What is that? That is the happiness of taking birth in upper realm. So that is, everybody will be happy to be born in upper realm. And then the sentient dumersi to pass. So if you have this bodhi mind, bodhicitta, then you can, you will help all sentient beings first to get to the upper realms. The lower realms, you cannot get them directly to enlightenment or directly to nirvana. You know nirvana? Liberation, nirvana. You should know the words, otherwise then we can get confused. I mean, not today, but when you read other books, and you have to have the understanding what is nirvana, what is liberation. They use these words, So the enlightenment is the Buddhahood. We use that word for Buddhahood. Nowadays they use awakening and all these things, a state of awakening, and but enlightenment, fully enlightenment. And then nirvana is liberation. Liberation is you get liberated from samsara. That is liberation. So in Theravada tradition, Mahayana tradition and Vajrayana tradition, there are 3 yanas, we call it. So in Theravada tradition, you only can get liberated. So when you get liberated, then you don't, only for liberation you don't need bodhicitta. What you need is, you need renunciation. You know what is renunciation? Yeah, you know that. Okay. So through renunciation, you renounce the joy of the samsara and these things, right? So you through renunciation, you can get to liberation. But then you are not fully. You will no be. You will no more be born in samsara, but still you have faults, and you are not totally enlightened. But when you are liberated, you will not be born again in samsara. So that is liberation. Okay. So anyway, some people, when Buddhas, they try to help sentient beings, they will take them to liberation because they are scared to generate bodhi mind. So so these people, Buddhas directly cannot take to the enlightenment for the time being. So but they might be convinced to go to liberation. So for them, the Buddhas take them to liberation. But Buddhas prefer not to take to the liberation, directly to enlightenment. Buddhas would prefer sentient beings to take sentient beings directly to enlightenment. Because if you are liberated, if you attain nirvana, liberation, nirvana is the same, you know. And also in Sanskrit, what you call it moksha, right? Moksha. So when you attain moksha, then you will be meditated for eons and eons and eons. So you have no obvious sufferings at all. So you are in peace, can meditate for eons, eons. So you don't need anything. You are in peace. So for them to think for all sentient beings becomes very difficult. So for them to generate a bodhicitta is very difficult. So them to take to enlightenment is very, very far. So Buddhas always prefer directly take them to enlightenment without going through liberation. But some people, you cannot, Buddhas also cannot take directly to enlightenment, so they go to liberation. So in either way, first you have to come to upper realms, because in lower realms you cannot practice Dharma. So there is no way to go to liberation even in lower realms. If you are in hell realm or ghost realm or animal realm, and for the time being you have to wait. The Buddhas also have to wait. They cannot take to liberation. But human beings, Buddhas can help. But nowadays also human beings are also very difficult to take to liberation. So most of 7 billion human beings, out of 7 billion human beings, out of 7 billion human beings, there are only few million people who met with Buddhism. The rest, you cannot take to liberation this time. Even enlightenment is far away, right? So that is like that. So what I was talking. What is the phenomena that beings like? That is, first is upper realm, and then the liberation or a great liberation. The Buddhahood, enlightenment, that is also called great nirvana. to cure this kind of disease of sentient beings, the bodhicitta is the medicine for cure this disease. So this is like a wish fulfilled jewel, and you cannot measure the merit that you can collect from having this kind, this mind, bodhicitta mind. So in sutra, in Buddha Sutra, he said the merit that you collect from bodhicitta mind, it is not visible because it's not physical. The merits are not physical, so it is not visible. If it is physical, then the whole sky is. If you feel the whole sky, the merit will be even bigger than the sky. You understand? So that is the praise of bodhicitta, one of the praise of bodhicitta. Now the next verse, where is it? Where are we? If merely a benevolent intention exercise veneration of Buddha, then what need to mention striving to make all beings without exception happy? So, worship of Buddha, the other translation, worship of Buddha is surpassed merely by the desire for the welfare of others. How much more so by the persistent effort for the complete happiness of every being.